Ghana's very own, the best legal affairs correspondent in the whole of GH, as awarded by JUSAG. Is it JUSAG? Man like Mutala Ogbojiwo Tionjiwo. Today we saw your recent acquisition on television. Charlie, onukwa ofefe o advance onu o se mukube onu. Where legal correspondent 1 o se mukube Bolly champion Bolly. Bolly akacho captain for a reason.
That is the meaning favor.
You know there's a song like that. Mini fenye. Mini fenye. Mini.
I think I'm done. My job is done. So good. Have a great day.
How are you?
You and Sarah.
We have been worrying you, eh?
Hey.
Oh.
I won't die.
I mean, Charlie,
I won't die.
we have to give you the accolade. Senior man.
I won't die.
Captain.
Now they did it.
Captain.
Gaman.
One salute. Charlie.
Now they did.
Yeah, so
the year is getting closer to an end.
Yep.
Pressure. Are you feeling the
Christmas?
Yes, and the New Year.
Oh, me, I said the Christmas. So if you want to feel it, you have to be deliberate about it.
Yeah, definitely. Now everything that you do,
you have to purpose your mind that I'm going to celebrate the Christmas and I want to
do it,
enjoy myself.
Absolutely.
Yes. If you don't set out to enjoy, unfortunately you might not.
So you will not enjoy. Now everything you do, it has to be planned. Yes,
fantastic.
Plan it, devoid of any. You just have to plan it. You just have to plan it.
Yep.
Yeah, so a lot has been happening. Yesterday, we broke the news on this dial, on this channel, about the Sally from Wakun's son's case.
Yeah.
And in fact, it was an emotional turn of events at the juvenile court yesterday when, in fact, you note that the first time that the young boy or the juvenile was arraigned, he pleaded not guilty to 8 counts. And the case has not been opened to the public.
Yes.
And so there were a lot of things that were happening that we were not privy to.
Yes.
And the parties have also been very tight-lipped as to what were happening. So the understanding is that his second appearance in court after his first appearance when he pleaded not guilty, he changed his plea from not guilty to guilty. In fact, prosecution had amended the charge sheet, but they didn't change, the count didn't change so much. So once that has been established, the court before sentencing ought to understand certain things.
Yeah.
So social inquiry report was ordered. And in respect of this social inquiry investigation, the court want to understand the lifestyle of the young boy, what he's been going through, the kind of, in fact, basically about the young boy.
Yes.
So,
what he's been up to and all that. Yes. It would actually feed into.
Absolutely. Then I make the court understand
what they were dealing with and the individual in question.
So that report was brought to the court and it has a lot of elements. One of the things that came to the fore is that the guy has been depressed since since age 14. He's under depression, and so he's been going for therapy, he's been going for visiting health.
So he's been undergoing therapy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And this
since
is
2014.
The age 14.
As age 14.
Age 14.
Okay.
So we're told that it came about as a result of the fact that the both parents were not together. The fact that he goes to school and he's all of a sudden on his own. He said when you see him at home, he's only home playing his game. He doesn't have friends of a sort until when he got to 15, 16 years. Then he started to open up where they were, get closer to people, and that is where the issue of this car came in. In America, we're told that at age 15, you are able to learn how to drive. 16, you are given a learner's permit and all that. So that is how come he got himself into driving. But in Ghana here, when he got here, the laws of Ghana state that until you are 18, you're not allowed to drive. But that was where the parents ought to come in. He's been driving his senior brother's car, mother's car, and all of a sudden, and during the birthday celebration of the senior brother whom they mentioned in court, was when he took the key, drove to ANC Mbo, met some friends, and decided to form a convoy. And it was the convoy that he was leading the convoy that led to that incident that we saw. So all these things came to the fore, came to the attention of the court. So the court took into consideration. And when the gentleman came, one thing that he made known to the court that he's ready to take responsibility for his own actions. And so once that has been, and he independently made that admission that he wants to change his plea from not guilty to guilt. And so yesterday, before sentencing, both parents were made, and as per the law required, they stood behind him, one to the left and the other to the right. All in all, just so that he knows that he has the support of the parents. So the judge came to the... and one thing that has become very controversial in this whole matter is how 2 lives were lost and the person at the center get only 6 months. And I refer to Section 46 of the Juvenile Justice Act, which talks about duration of detention. And we'll do this quickly. The other we'll just touch on briefly and then we'll go. And it states clearly the offenses and their respective punishment. What constitutes a serious offense? The act stated clearly. And listen to the serious offense. And the serious offenses attract a maximum punishment of 3 years. Here they are. Murder. Has he been charged with murder? No. Rape. Has he been charged with rape? No. Defilement. Has he been charged with defilement? No. Indecent assault involving unlawful harm? No. Robbery with aggravated circumstances? No. Drug offenses? No. And offenses related to firearms? No. So apart from these offenses that I have mentioned, any other offense that a juvenile at that particular who is not more than 18 years, is still in 18 years, the maximum is 6 months. So that is how come yesterday His Honor, did I say His Honor? Her Worship, Mensma, Bernice Mensma Akun, handed him a 6-month term to serve as senior correctional center. And the court said that he has to deposit his passport ought to be with the court until he's done serving. He has to sign an undertaking not to drive or get closer to this Aboboya, Aboso Kaimacho, Pragia. He shouldn't drive any of these things until he turns 18. Now, what is the role of the parents? The court said you
were supposed
as parents,
to be supervising.
Yes, especially so when you are also a reverend minister. You should train the child the way he should go. You didn't do that. You failed the child. You failed 3 people. 1, the child is involved in an accident, he's injured, and that will live with him forever. 2 lives have been lost. Parents, the family of these kids are in pain. If the family had been responsible, these things wouldn't have happened.
Yes.
So the courts, by way of dealing with them, slap a fine of 500 penalty units each on them. And the penalty unit is 12 cedis. So multiply by 500, it gives you 6,000. So 6,000 Ghana cedi each. That's 12,000. And they should sign a bond to make sure that the child is properly trained.
Yeah.
This among other things the court.
And then they also did say that they were to sign the bond, right? To
they
ensure
were to
that
sign a bond to be responsible parents.
Yeah, and then the gentleman in question should not get near a vehicle until he's 18.
Not a Pragia, not even a Aboso Kaimachu or the other one, Kia. And those things. He shouldn't get close until he's 18 years. And the sentence is supposed to start immediately. The court said that social inquiry report should be attached to the order so that periodic report is also generated and then submitted to the probation officers and then other authorities so that they will monitor his progress in the correctional center. And the court is after serving the punishment, he can then continue with his education. All the medical attention that he's receiving, including the therapy, the court said he should go through all of them. So that is where it ended in this. And the court urged the family of the deceased to be able to find a forgiving heart, to be able to move on from this unfortunate incident. The life will not come back. But the law,
I don't believe it's in the court's position to tell them to find a place to move on.
Well, it is as a court, as a referee dealing with the situation, you look at both sides. And in fact, they were thankful to the court at that particular point in time.
If they say they should forgive, I will understand. But me, if it were me and they told me I should find...
No, it's relative anyway. They will have whether to. And clearly you could see from the reaction of the grandmother of one of the victims that, yes, the law has spoken, but it's difficult to take. And let's hear what she has been saying. Especially at the point he said, Okoton Wanoma. Difficult moment. Court naka say Busuminsia send them Ranikano Efanuko Senior Correction Center. Into Musumuts Nemo Hunia Posibia
court naka name of Yami Pompire said the Mimbredua and ran a business. Wasn't me through reckless driving.
Yes, so it was an emotional turn of event at the court yesterday, and in fact, a minute silence was held for the departed. So, and it was a difficult thing, very, very difficult thing. I mean, if you have to know that you've lost your ward, you've lost your relative, and you've lost your daughter in such a situation, reckless situation, and the person at the center, the law is only giving that person a punishment that is less than a year. Of course, that is what the law says and all that. So it is what it is. They were calling for an amendment. They said they think that something
I strongly believe so. I actually, I am wondering why murder is there and manslaughter is not there.
Yeah, so people were asking, so if I know you and I don't like you and I feel like I want to do something, I'll just send or somebody who is less than 18 years to come deal with you, and then you just.
But with that one, if it is proven that you sent a person, you will be tried.
What I'm saying. So sometimes it might not even be so clear who sent.
Yeah.
So it will come in so many ways. If you are my enemy, I just think but yesterday I get asked so many questions.
In other jurisdictions, for instance, yes, even though he's a juvenile, looking at how fatal the crime is, they would give you a higher sentence. Well, our law states that you are dealt with at the age that you commit the offense. So people were asking me, can't they do something about it when he's 18? I said, well, the law doesn't take retrospective effect in situations like that. So that's what happened in relation to that. So that case is over now because the young boy changed his plea and all that. And you know the Democracy Hub cases. Yes.
53 were arrested. They narrowed down. One person who was also involved in these cases, Ama Governor. That's the name, right? Ama Governor.
Governor.
Yes, Governor. She's a lawyer called to the bar. I remember at the one point in time, you want to see a 26-year-old lawyer in this when she was in handcuffs and all that. Fortunately, they are on bail. Yesterday, they were in court, and apparently the prosecution has dropped the earlier charge sheet and were supposed to slap them with a fresh one. Prosecution wasn't in court yesterday to have that one. But the lawyer for the accused person have been speaking in relation to that matter.
The issue is that on the last agenda date, the Attorney General's Department, through the State Attorney, informed the courts that they were withdrawing their charge sheets and then filed a new one. And so the accused persons were discharged. And so today we were hoping that with the new charge sheet filed in the circuit courts, the state prosecutor will be around for the case to continue. But there were some miscommunications, I guess, because they were expecting that one of the accused persons who wasn't around the last agenda date will be before court 10 for her to be discharged before they arraign all of them together at court 6 today.
So that is Noah Adamti, lawyer for the accused persons, yesterday after the court had adjourned the case to 20th February, giving us the rundown there. But our governor has been speaking. He notes that a few days ago, Oliver Barker made a point that he expects that by the 17th of February, when they come to court, he expects the president-elect and his new attorney general to file a nolle prosequi to discontinue charges against. I have been asking our governor if he shared the same view. Let's listen to him.
The last time that Oliver was in court, he made a point that he expects the next agenda, which is the 17th of February, when he and the other squad will be coming to court. He expects the new government to file a nolle prosequi to discontinue this case. Do you share the same view?
I mean, right now, it's not really about whether I share the same view. It appears to be the general sentiments that a lot of people are feeling, whether it's because of hope, whether they feel like there's going to be, that significant change from the kind of system we're living under to what it could be. I don't know what is influencing this sentiment, but more to the point and more importantly and more solidly, I think the president-elect, in his interview with a BBC reporter, Thomas Nadi, if I'm not mistaken, had made these assertions himself, almost as if to promise that these were some of the things that he was going to do. So, I mean, this is directly from, the horse's mouth in that sense. And so, just taking that and just with the sentiments of the people, I mean, that's what I would tell you that I've heard. As to whether or not I form that sentiment, I don't know. The day I trust, politicians, I don't know. I think it would be a day that I'd be losing foresight a bit. So for me, it's more action than talk or sentiments or feelings at this point. I just want to see action, and they would be valid in doing that. Because there's a reason why people file nolle prosequis. There's a reason behind that, and that's the case is not substantive in and of itself. It's a bogus case in that sense. And so, we're just hoping that the law really takes effect. Really is what it is. If the law is to take effect, and not about whether this party comes or change of government, if I'm also just hearing that there could be a new age. I don't know about that.
Yeah, definitely there will be a new attorney.
Oh, you feel
general,
like
yes.
that? Okay, and if that
not that I feel like that is what will happen.
Going to happen. Great. So if that is the case, you would, having the legal background and training that I know that this person would have, if they were to look at our case on an objective scale only, they would immediately file that prosequi without the influence of the president-elect. So I'm just really hoping that it's a change that is not a change because necessarily a certain party is coming into power, but more that is a change that is allowing for the laws as we have it to take effect and to be enforced in their rawness. No added pressure, nothing, just in their rawness. You understand me? So let's see. Let's wait for the change, guys.
So that is our governor saying that, yes, it is not about the fact that there's a change in government that has to do, but the matter before the courts. For her, she subscribed to that particular call. Nolle prosequi should be filed. The next attorney general, you have to do that because President Mahama, the president-elect, campaigned on the back of this. So the case has been adjourned to the 20th of February next year. And yesterday, the state OBS case also was adjourned to the 30th of January for Ernest Thompson and the three others who opened their defense. And today, the first of the election disputes, the NDCC action, especially the Ridge's constituency matter, is coming up in court this morning, just around 9, some few minutes, about 12 minutes away, 9 o'clock it will be coming up. And then Oliver Barker Vomawo and Honorable Albert Kandapa, the National Security Minister, you notice that 10 million defamation suit is back in court. And guess what is happening? Lawyers of Oliver Barker Vomawo, led by Dr. Justice Remsai, are continuing with the scrutiny, further cross-examination of the minister. So he's in court for the first time as an outgoing minister, right?
Yes, outgoing.
Yes, outgoing minister. So he'll be in court for the first time after the election.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Thank you very much, Butala Inusa. That's our legal affairs correspondent telling us or giving us all the ins and outs about what happened in court yesterday. You're still listening to The Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM.